Everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy November. So happy to have you guys in this webinar right now. We have somebody really awesome for you guys to meet. We're so excited to have Damon Remy here. But first of all, welcome to BPM RIA webinar today. It stands for Broward Palm Beach Miami Real Estate Investors Association, your only local chapter here in South Florida that is partnered with the National Real Estate Investors Association. Throughout this webinar, I'll be throwing a ton of helpful links in the chat for you guys. We just have a lot going on right now, and I want you all to keep up with us today. We have so many amazing things going on, but right now we're going to get into an awesome webinar, how to work on your business instead of in it, with Damon Remy, Chief Everything Officer at REI Black Book. We're going to talk so much about it, but here are just some quick announcements for you guys, some upcoming events. And like I said, you'll see a lot of helpful links in the chat, just trickling on in throughout this webinar. So go ahead and check out our website, bpmria.com. Go to the upcoming events tab and see all the amazing events that we have coming up, especially our in-person meeting tomorrow evening at the Signature Grand. Do yourself a favor and go get your ticket right now. RSVP members, you're getting in free tomorrow night for the networking and the presentation. So do yourself a favor, get yourself on the list so you can just show up, check in, get your name tag, and get to it. So Andy Heller is going to be discussing REOs and lease options after the networking portion tomorrow evening. He's also going to be graciously coming back for a full day workshop on Saturday. As you can see, I have all the locations, times, everything on the website for you guys. You can register RSVP right now, especially the workshop. It is limited seating. That is why I'm offering a live stream option for this event, because we always completely fill these workshops, because it's not often that we get to have a full day with a professional in their field. So don't miss out. Take advantage of that time and register for the in-person workshop if you are available. We have concierge title agency coming next week. We're going to be talking about closings. Again, guys, this information is imperative that you attend these free webinars that we have going on. And then so many of you guys have been asking, when is DPI fund coming back? A lot of you guys are interested in investing passively. So we will have DPI fund back for a webinar as well next week. Go ahead, register right now. You can go to the website and register for all of these right now. And then Anish just does everything for us, guys. I swear, he's got the coolest people coming in. We're actually having Broward County Housing Authority of Florida come in for a webinar workshop with us as well. This is just really cool. We have such awesome things going on, and I invite you to the website to go register for all of them right now. And as you guys know, my favorite way to keep up with the events is text messages. This morning, if you're opted in, you received a text message reminding you of our webinar today. And you can also just register straight from the text as well. If you're interested in this, go ahead and text BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line, 954-800-6961. Don't call this number. This is just for event updates and raffles and things like that. So you guys will all have my contact information by the end of this webinar, but this is super handy. So if you're interested in getting text updates, you know what to do. Take a picture. I will also throw it in the chat for you guys so we can keep on rolling here. There you guys go. All right, so boot camp. We switched the date sooner because, again, so many of you guys are asking to push it sooner, and we have a ton of new students that have started since our last quick start, so we're looping them all in there. So this training will be on Zoom live We have member and non-member pricing. I've been getting so many calls about this. So some of the common questions people ask is, who's going to be in this training? Is it still interactive? So yes, it is still interactive. We're doing mics on, cameras on. In this training, you will see a wide variety of people. You'll see our new mentor students will be in there. We have a lot of realtors that join this training. And then of course, anyone who's contemplating on joining the mentoring and coaching program will be in this training, so they can really get a feel for what we do, how we do it, why we do it. They meet 4 key people on our power team, 4 key people that are guest speakers at this training. I thank you guys so much for responding to this poll that Anish popped up. I will definitely be sending you guys detailed information about the quick start, and I will also throw the link in the chat for you guys so you can see who these speakers are and even more information on the topics we cover, as you can see on the screen right now. So if you guys have questions, I will be sending you all an email after this webinar, so look out for that. And as you know, our members get all the goodies. Typically, people are looking at the individual membership, but of course, we do have the corporate membership opportunities as well. So our members will get the entire National RIA benefit package. So many incredible benefits: Home Depot, Office Depot Business, Avis Budget, so many vendors that we get great discounts with. And then you are getting in free for our networking meetings. Your guests get in at half off, amazing discounts on our workshops, both online and in person. So definitely want to look out for that. If you are starting to attend our events more, if you're shopping at Home Depot, then this is probably something that you would be saving money with. So any questions, again, you guys will have my information. But last but not least, as many of you in this webinar know, we do offer one-on-one coaching and mentoring here at BPM RIA. We truly have the most unique mentoring program I've ever seen. We put up 100% of the money for our students' deals. You are matched with a mentor, so it is truly one-on-one. There are so many things that are included in this program. I don't know if I want to ruin the secret, but REI Black Book is something that we provide in the mentoring program. It's an incredible CRM. I live in REI Black Book every day. So if you guys have questions about REI Black Book, like I said, I will be sending you all an email after this webinar, and I invite you to reply back to me with any questions you have about REI Black Book, because pretty much in this mentoring program, we provide everything you need to set you up for success so you can do deals. Like I said, we put up 100% of the money, split the profit 50-50, and you have your own personal mentor. The list goes on. So this is my direct line. I will be taking many calls today and tomorrow. So leave me a voicemail if you don't reach me. And again, you will all have my contact information, as well as you can book a discovery call right now on the website at a time that works for both you and for me. So I can get more information in your hands and help with scheduling this 1-hour free consultation with a mentor. So I know that was an earful. I want to thank you guys so much for listening to all of my intros here. I want to thank you guys for being in this webinar today. I want to thank Anish. I want to thank Damon. But of course, couple housekeeping rules. We will be putting all the questions in the Q&A box down below in the Zoom menu. You'll see, if you hover over the Zoom menu, you'll see a Q&A box. Please put all of your questions in the Q&A box and keep your eyes on the chat, because I will be putting a ton of helpful links and things in there. And of course, you can chat live with Damon in the chat box, but make sure you put all those questions in the Q&A. And I know Anish has some things he wants to tell you guys.
Absolutely. Alexa, thank you so much. So I'm super excited is an understatement. I've known Damon, I guess now probably about 3 years. Correct, REI Black Book, we actually, for our new mentoring students, we actually pay for it while you're in our program. And what Damon's done, so I'm going to start with, you would think the Indian guy would be the technology guy. Absolutely not, right? Of course not. He's just the old guy fighting it like everybody else, saying, yeah, I think I know how to do this. And if there was such a good thing that happened during the pandemic, I actually got to really work on our business. So as we changed the name from, Bria to BPM Ria, and we revamped everything, and you guys have seen the new website, and you've seen, our landing pages, and, the discovery call, all that stuff is actually built on REI Black Book. So, which is amazing to me. On top of it, if you're on our cash buyers list, literally our whole business has transformed being online. And having a full CRM management system to, I don't know how else to describe it, is that I had about 5 different services, from a text message service to this service to that service. And guess what? Damon actually created something that has everything in it, like a one-stop shop place. Meaning I had like 5 different vendors. No one would ever talk to anyone. I'm like, I don't know, this is all confusing. It's too much information overload. So guess what I did? Nothing, right? So, what REI Black Book, and, Damon specifically, to have him on board as the CEO of REI Black Book, and I'll let him tell his story about who he is. It's pretty amazing. And some of you guys, hear me talk about how I'm in a mastermind and how much I believe in coaching. Well, guess what? I am actually in Damon's mastermind. So one of the cool things is that over the last 2 years, I've been on there. And it's funny when you're around like people that are very unselfish. And what I'm proud of, for Damon, not only call him a friend, is what he's built, in an industry that's always about them. He puts people first. And that's the, constantly, whether it's the mastermind where I get to meet other people or the speakers he has, every time I come back with something and put it into action. So luckily, Damon's very busy traveling, all the above. We twisted his arm by having him on there because I know who the boss is. I spoke to his wife. So as long as you get the boss lady on board and put it in his schedule. So he's got the same issue as I have. Our women run us. We're +1 on that portion. So Damon, I will pass it on to you now. And we're glad to have you here, and excited about everything that you're always teaching too. So.
Well, thank you, Anish, man. Sincerely, that's got to be one of the best intros. So I'm Alexa, I'm going to need a copy of that recording, just so whenever I feel down about myself, I'm just going to go back and listen to that. So it's like, wow, if, no, Anish, sincerely, man, I really do appreciate you having me on here. I appreciate the friendship. I got to know you a ton over the last few years. And and honestly, just watching Alexa and your opening, it's very clear how much value you're providing back to your membership group and everything else. So, my hat's off, and I appreciate you letting me come in and share the story. So, all right. So, Alexa, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I do have a slideshow presentation. So,
yeah, while Damon's got, sharing his presentation, go ahead and put in the chat if you guys have heard of REI Black Book or have used it. Just always kind of curious to see who's listening in too.
Yeah, it's always good to know. Alexa, can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Looks like it's loading.
Yep, there we go.
All right. Yeah, so I am, as Anish kind of alluded to already, I am traveling. So, and I'm monitoring the chat too, because I love to see the feedback. I love to see the comments. And so I'll try to make this as interactive as we can in today's Zoom world. So I do love answering questions and stuff like that. And so what do we want to really talk about? I'm going to give you guys a little bit about my background, but really I've got some very valuable, at the end of the day, some systems to really kind of showcase today. And I'm going to show you guys how some students have used these exact systems in their business with great results and great success. Because, whenever I open up this slide, and it's like, hey, build your dream business, conquer the chaos, and live life by design. I recognize that's a big, bold promise. And you guys if you've been around the space at all, in real estate investing, you may have heard that before. But I come from a place where I've been in that chaotic business side of things. I'm going to give you a little background.
Damon, I don't mean to interrupt you. I don't know if maybe
Yeah.
Alexa, do you actually see your video went down? Do you see Damon? He's just a voice from above right
My
now.
video.
It looked like it happened as soon as he started sharing.
Okay,
Oh.
there you're back. Okay.
My case, so it may be optimizing it because literally I'm on a hot spot, and so in the middle of Oklahoma.
Got it.
So
Okay.
it may have optimized in terms of video.
No worries. Hey, if that's the
So
case, then we'll work around it.
So hey guys, there's a handful of questions that I typically get whenever we start talking to a group of real estate investors. And honestly, whether you're a real estate investor, I look at you guys all as business owners, because you should be building a business, right? You shouldn't be focused on just individual deals. It's like, how do I build a business, right? You heard Anish talking about, during the pandemic, he had to step back in and start working on his business, not necessarily in it. And that's really what I want to talk about today, right? So how do we do that, right? So a lot of questions I get, and typically you're going to fit into one of these three categories, right? You're either the person that's sitting there saying, hey, where do I get started, right? A business seems so complicated, right? Or maybe you're sitting there saying, hey, I'm already started, I'm working a lot, I'm not closing as many deals as I want, and how can I make more money, right? I'm or this guy, all right? There's tons of us that have been here. I certainly have been literally in every one of those categories, and I'm constantly stressed, right? So how can you actually how can you grow your business without going crazy? Now, the good news to all three of those questions, and it doesn't matter which bucket you're in, right? Whether you're, hey, how do I get started? Or whether it's like, hey, I need to do more deals, or it's like, no, I've got a thriving business, I'm doing lots of deals, I'm just stressed. Doesn't matter. The answer is all the same, right? You really want to focus on three key components: vision, systems, and people, right? Now, I love talking about vision. In fact, Anish, he's seen the presentation on vision. I preach and teach this all of the time, but I'm really going to be chatting a lot about systems today, okay? So vision, systems, people. This is the framework to build that dream business, okay? And we're going to talk quite a bit about that. So let's chat a little bit about, we got to get all on the same page of what the heck do we mean when we say systems? Because, I am the guy that created REI Black Book many years ago. In fact, October 1, we just turned 13 years old, right? So October 1, 2009, we took our first paying subscribers. So whenever I start talking about systems, I think sometimes people get caught up in that and they think that I'm just talking about REI Black Book. And I want to be clear, REI Black Book is a tool. It is a software tool. I happen to think it's one of the best on the market, to be very candid, but in and of itself, REI Black Book in and of itself is not a system, if you will. A system is really a group of interacting, interrelated, interconnected, interdependent elements, right? We're talking about subsystems that together can produce a can reliably produce an intended result, okay? And we're surrounded by systems, all right? Systems are everywhere. We live in systems, we influence systems. We are influenced by a variety of systems, right? All the way from the natural environment to family systems, to work systems, education, health, and more. I mean, literally, we live in the solar system, right? Our human body is comprised of nothing but systems, right? Whether it's the skeletal system, the respiratory system, the muscular system, right? You go jump in your car, there's an automated cooling system, okay? The bottom line is this, okay? You have to understand the interrelatedness of things, especially when it comes to your business, right? Because if you don't, then often the solutions can often cause more problems if you're not clear on how they are connected, right? So a little bit about myself, right? So why the heck should you guys listen to me on systems? What is my background? Well, I've been working with real estate investors for over 20 years. We built the industry's top platform, right? To do more deals and make more money in less time. And that's really was the fundamental element of why we started REI Black Book so many years ago. It was like, I'll give you guys a little bit of the background, a little bit more of that background, but I was actually in the mortgage business. So I like to say that I'm a recovering mortgage broker, but I was in the mortgage business in the early 2000s, all the way up until 2009. So REI Black Book, the original concept of REI Black Book, with the focus of real estate investors, it was all born out of how do we serve our clients better, and our clients being real estate investors, right? We had a simple concept. If I could help you do more deals, or if I can help you do them faster, then that would mean that you need more money from us. And so therefore, we're going to help you grow your business. By you growing your business, that means that we do more loans. And quite frankly, look, it worked like gangbusters until about 2008, and the whole mortgage market fell apart, right? But when we set out to do this, we started looking at how can we help you avoid the multiple system chaos. So Anish kind of already alluded to that, right? Where it's like, hey, you've got your website that doesn't talk to your email marketing platform, that doesn't talk to your scheduling system, that doesn't talk to your contact management system, that doesn't talk to your phone system. What we recognized was that, you know, as I looked at a real estate investor's business, it was just disjointed systems, right? A bunch of manual work that which is lost opportunity, right? So now all of a sudden, as a real estate investor, you're working in the business because you're trying to figure out how to make all of these daggum systems talk to each other, right? That is not how you make money, right? That is not how you make money in business. We want to step out and elevate and actually work, really truly work on the business, okay? And so what does that look like? What are all those individual components that REI Black Book is comprised of? Well, first of all, we've got real estate contact management. So it is a contact management system. We do get labeled as a CRM quite often, but really it is much bigger than just a CRM, because we also said, hey, you know what? If I can help you build out a better contact management system so you can keep track of all of your referral partners, keep track of your leads, keep track of your buyers, keep track of your sellers, your tenants. Okay, we've got landlords that use the contact management system for all of their property management, right? So we said, hey, you know, that's great if they can capture and store all of the leads, but what about being able to help them capture leads? What if we could help create lead generating websites, right? So we did that. Then we sat down and said, okay, well, you know, this whole phone system thing needs to be integrated, because wouldn't it be cool if as soon as a call came in, I could actually create a contact and track the source of that contact. So now I can actually better track and analyze my marketing efforts, right? Now I can actually monitor any of my sales team, anybody on my team, because all of the calls are recorded right inside the contact management system. So how can I get better, more intelligent, like smartphone system? We set out and said, okay, well, let's build that too. And finally, once we said, all right, cool, we got our websites, we've got a phone system, we've got contact management, all of those are working together. Some really cool things happen whenever it's integrated and built on the same platform, the same database. But then we said, all right, well, can we help automate the follow-up? Can we automate more task management, right? If you find yourself doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? We always talk about really two things. You either automate it or delegate it. And I'm here to tell you, if you want to elevate and work on your business, then you're going to have to master automating and delegating, okay? From there, we said, okay, well, cool. Like, we know that if we do all those things, it's going to help you get more deals. And so we built a complete deal management platform, all the way to, all right, well, how are we going to help them, you know, with the property marketing and dispositions, right? So we took all of these systems and really built it on one platform, right? So we like to say one platform plus one subscription plus one support team equals zero pain, right? So one of the things that I found painful in my own business was, you know, if the contact management system all of a sudden wasn't working with the phone system, they weren't talking, they weren't communicating. Now all of a sudden I have two different vendors. I've got two monthly subscriptions. I've got two different vendors that I got to call for support. They're both pointing a finger at each other. It was frustrating, to say the least. So those are some of the reasons that we set out to build REI Black Book, you know, all those many years. So these are just a handful of the software subscriptions that you can probably cancel today, whether it's your websites, your landing pages, your contact management, email autoresponders, your text blasting, call tracking, ringless voicemails, property finders, free recorded messaging systems. You know, total monthly subscriptions, probably $778 pretty easily with the other guys. So our value proposition was really pretty simple. We want to make your life easier by having an integrated solution and save you money at the same time, okay? So actually, as you could probably imagine, it was a crazy success, and it has been. So I've been around for 13 years, and it was about it was really about 5 to 7 years ago, I started working really more one-on-one with investors to help them bust through some of the challenges and obstacles in their business, right? And what we noticed was, again, that's really where we started creating that vision, systems, people framework, right? So sit down with I've had the pleasure, the honor, the privilege work with hundreds of investors one-on-one, thousands of investors in the network and subscribe to our tools. So I kind of get really the insight into hundreds and hundreds of businesses all across the country, both brand new businesses just getting started, those businesses that are just doing a handful of deals, all the way to, some of our subscribers are doing 300-400 deals a year, right? So really analyzed all that and saw a few things of the truly successful people. That was really where we started creating the framework, the Vision Systems people framework. Actually caught the eye of this guy. So you guys may recognize Mr. Robert Kiyosaki there, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They actually started licensing the software, literally hundreds and hundreds of students every single month. We actually started creating the Vision Systems People Workshop. That was another, they basically sold that workshop. It was a 2-day workshop that I did for many, many years. It was a $6,000 workshop. And I got to tell you guys, it was really more money than I'd ever made in my life, right? What you gonna do, Jerry? But hey, look, let's be honest, right? Money isn't the only thing, but it is right up there with oxygen, right? Money is just a tool, right? Money is just a tool. But before we start throwing stuff at the screen, everything else, every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and not necessarily in that order, okay? Because what I just shared with you truly was the middle of my story, right? So I have very humble roots. Grew up in small town Texas, actually just right on the Oklahoma border, which is actually why I'm actually doing this call today from a hotel room in Oklahoma. I had a death in the family and had to get back, but very humble beginnings here in small town Texas. Literally only boy in my grade school class, kind of small, right? So super small. Went to school with 5 other girls. Graduated, moved to the big city of Wheeler. 1,400 people whenever I was in high school, and graduated with a class of 20, right? So really, really small town. My dad was in and out of prison my entire life. I joined the Marine Corps to escape poverty, to be very candid. Was very fortunate. Got in the mortgage business in the early 2000s, which really led me to create REI Black Book. And, sincerely was making more money than I'd ever made in my life. But I tell you guys, that's the beginning of the story, the middle of the story is because what I'd found is, and I would challenge all of you to think about this, right? Because, growing up, very humble beginnings. I mean, I think my mother made maybe 10 grand a year. I mean, looking back, it's just unbelievable of how she even fed 5 boys, right? It's crazy to me that I went from, living in a house with my mom making $10,000 a year to making $10,000 a day. Absolutely insane. And I've been there, very humble beginning, and started making money. And it was like, okay, well, I just need to make more money, right? Like the answer was always, I just need to make more money, right? Whenever I was a kid, heck, in my early 20s, I was like, man, if I could just make $100,000 a year, like 6 figures, if I could just make $100,000 a year, that is going to solve all of my challenges. That's going to solve all of my problems. And it went from 6 figures to, okay, well, now instead of $100,000, I need to make $200,000. And once you make $200,000, then it becomes $400,000. And once you do that, now all of a sudden it's $1 million a year, right? And no matter how much money I was making, I'm telling you right now, it did not, I couldn't make enough money. I could not make enough money because I did not have the systems in place, right? The truth be told, I absolutely hated my business. I was making more money than I ever had in my life. I hated my business. I remember I woke up one day and honestly, I just didn't want to go to work. I literally rolled over. I looked at my wife. I'm like, babe, I do not want to go to work today. And she's like, well, don't. You're the boss, right? You're the boss. I was like, well, I have to, right? Because if I don't go in, then, payroll's not going to happen. We've got sales and marketing events coming up. We've got, I've got product issues. I've got customer support challenges. I have to go in and I have to be this firefighter, right? Now, in the early days, I thought I was a hero. I thought I was a hero because I was such a good firefighter. But what I didn't realize, to be very candid, I did not realize back in that time that I was the arsonist lighting all the damn fires, right? So I have this whole complex, right? This hero's complex of coming in and trying to be the daggum hero every single day and fighting all these fires and just kind of going home and proud of myself of being able to tackle all of these things. But the truth of it is, I just was miserable and really had to step back and recognize that, I recreated my job that I hated too, right? I had no design. I had no vision, right? And I'm sure you guys probably recognize this, right? The guy out to dinner with his significant other and he can't put down his phone because maybe it's the next lead, maybe it's the next deal, maybe it's an existing deal and you're just trying to talk to the buyers, right? But you cannot put the phone down. Why? Because, well, how the hell are we even going to pay for this dinner if I don't get this next deal done, right? And this was the worst once I actually started having kids, right? Once I actually had kids and the stress and all they really want to do. And the thing that I look back even on my own childhood, right? All I ever wanted was time, right? And you just really want that quality time with your parents. That's really all you're looking for, right? But again, complete stress, complete chaos, was just absolutely overwhelmed because I really was working in my business every single day, fighting multiple fires. And quite frankly, that's whenever I met my mentor, right? I know Anish kind of talked a little bit about mentorship and investing in his own education. I know I continue to invest in my own education. I'm part of multiple different masterminds and different mentorships and different trainings. And this was no different. I think I paid, I want to say it was a $10,000 check, maybe a $15,000 check I wrote to go spend a couple of days, right? There were only 5 business owners and I got to go spend a couple of days with a software business that had just raised a bunch of money. And from the outside looking in, it was like, oh my gosh, man, these guys have it made. Their business is awesome. And so they were hosting a little training. And I said, all right, well, I want to go figure out what's the secret sauce. And I remember they sat there and the very day one, the CEO of the business was actually teaching that workshop. They had just received like $50 million in funding from Goldman Sachs. They were looking to go public. They had 500 employees at the time. I mean, just a very thriving business. And the fact that I got to sit in the room with their executive leadership team for 2 solid days was just unbelievable. And I remember going back and thinking about that time, right? It's just like I knew I was miserable. I knew I was stressed out. I knew I was like working in my business way too much. And, I had a little bit of pride, as I said before, kind of, a little bit of pride in the fact that I could fight all these fires, right? And I remember day one, I asked Clay, I said, hey man, what's the secret? Like, it looks pretty amazing from the outside looking in. Looks like you got balance in your life. And he said, well, it's all about mission, values, and purpose. I was like, what? Come on, dude. That sounds like some corporate, mumbo jumbo that we're going to go on some retreat. And it's just an excuse for these executives to go travel in luxury and work on their mission, values, and purpose. So I might have been just a tad bit hard-headed, to be very candid. But he's like, Damon, like I'm telling you, you paid a lot of money to be in the room. And obviously what you're doing isn't working. You're miserable. This is self-proclaimed. I didn't tell you you were miserable. You're the one that's telling me that you're miserable and you can't stand your business. So, at some point, man, if you want what I've got, and then you got to kind of do what I'm doing, right? It's like success leaves clues. So by day three, he had convinced me to sit down and do my mission, values, and purpose, right? And that really is the vision, right? So one of the things that I recognize whenever I step back and I look at that time in my business is that we were making money. So it wasn't even a matter of not making money. Our product was selling. We had a great product. We had great partnerships with different educational providers and RIA clubs all across the country. So sales wasn't a problem. I mean, sales was going great, but the reality is I had all these people on the team and I didn't even enjoy their company, right? We didn't have any clarity of vision. We didn't have any systems. I had people on the team, but they weren't the right people. Okay. So he sat down and said, look, you got to get clear on your mission, values, and purpose. And I would encourage all of you, if you're not clear on your mission, values, and purpose, and why does your business even exist? And let me give you a little clue. Your business does not exist for your personal retirement. There's a personal vision over here. There's a personal vision that yes, you need to get clarity on your personal vision, but I'm talking specific business vision. Why does your business exist, right? And why, if you can't clarify that and you can't get people excited about your business and why it exists, then it's going to be really hard to get people attracted to come work for you and get inspired to be at work every day with you. Okay. So now once we get vision clear, right? So now we know where the heck we're going. Now we got to go get the systems, right? We got to get the systems in place. We need money systems. We need marketing systems. We need management systems. Okay. So how do I actually manage my business? All right. We do 5-year planning all the way to 5-year planning to 3-year planning to what's our target for the next 12 months, all the way to, hey, here's the next 90 days, all the way to, hey, this is what we're doing this week, to knowing exactly what we're doing today, right? We got to have those management systems in place. We got to be able to market and sell any, I don't care if it's a widget on a website. You got to have marketing, right? For your products and services. Okay. You got to be able to market and sell your goods. Okay. And then we've got to have the money systems. And once you do that, once you get vision clear, you get systems in place. Now we can start talking about, hey, let's design the people plan. Let's actually implement the people plan and let's continue to grow the people. Okay. So vision, systems, and people. So if you have vision and people, for instance, right, but you have no systems, it's very chaotic, right? If you've got no vision, but you've got people and systems, then you typically have a frustrated team with no direction, right? You have a frustrated team with no direction. And then finally, if you've got vision and systems, but no people, then everything depends upon you. You basically now have a job. So what we really want to talk about is that dream business that's designed to serve your life, right? It's designed to serve, okay? I'm happy to say I'm living my vision, right? One thing you'll see probably a common of all of these pictures here is water, right? I absolutely love the water. I've got 4 kids. Yeah, my wife and I have 4 kids. Our oldest is a senior this year. I really have a life that's a life and business, quite frankly, designed to empower others, okay? And here's one of the things that I have discovered, okay? You cannot copy vision, right? You guys cannot copy vision. You can't go to Anish and say, Anish, what is your vision, man? I just want to do what you're doing. No. Like you have to do the strategic thinking. Okay. You have to do the strategic thinking. You cannot outsource strategic thinking. But I hear you already, Damon, everyone says I can copy success. And I agree with that. What you can copy is systems. Okay. The systems are the what and the how. It's the tactics, it's the processes, it's the tools. Okay. And as I mentioned on the call in the opening, okay, I'm going to give you guys the exact tactics, processes, and tools you can copy in your business today. It's going to get you a head start on your competition. But just remember, vision must come first. Okay. The number one mistake I see entrepreneurs make is building a business without a vision, right? So the vision is all about mission, values, and of course, purpose. What is the purpose of your business? Why does it exist? You know, REI Black Book's vision, our mission, we want to simplify real estate investing through systems, software, and education. We're going to do that. Our core values, people before profits, open and honest communication, dedicated to growth, selfless team players, and we lean into failure. Now I got to tell you, like I'm going through this rather quickly today because we don't have all day today. I mean, I do this typically in a full day workshop, for goodness sakes. Okay. I could talk about vision and each one of these individual components all day because it really did change my entire business. Okay. But I want to bring up this point right here, because if you get clear and you can articulate your values, and now that you can, here's the really cool thing, what that's going to do, it will attract or repel people to your organization. Okay. And I'm talking about money partners. I'm talking about JVs. I'm talking about vendors, contractors, you name it. Okay. That's one of the reasons that Anish and I we are attracted to one another, because we actually have shared values. Okay, we have shared values. And if I go back all those many years, it was about 7 or 8 years ago, whenever I woke up and I was like, man, I just don't want to go to work today. I had about 15 people on the team at the time. And I recognized that I made a lot of mistakes hiring those people because I did not put them through the lens of are they aligned with my core values? In fact, at the time, I didn't even have my core values articulated, right? And it was kind of like, it was just a hodgepodge, quite frankly. So I can't stress how important it is to get clarity on your mission, your values, and then of course your purpose. Our REI Black Book, it exists. The business exists because we are here to empower people. Now, I can't, we've talked a little bit about this, but like, look, your business vision is different than your personal vision. Okay. I want to stress that, right? So I can sit down and talk to somebody during the hiring process or onboarding, and I can talk to them about empowering people. And we do that with People Before Profits and open, honest communication. We do those things. And I'm telling you, during the hiring process, it will attract them. It will attract them and or repel them. Look, if it repels them, guess what? They were the wrong person anyways. Okay. But your business should have a bigger purpose than your personal vision. So, and talking about empowering people, what is it that you dream about, right? What is it, what are you here for today, right? If I know you guys are interested and or even doing, real estate, right? But most folks, and I've been doing this a long time now, most folks that I talk to, when I sit down and talk to them, most people don't really love houses, right? Anybody on the call in the chat box? I'm monitoring the chat box still. So I'd love to see anybody that says, hey, nope, you know what, Damon, you're wrong, man. I absolutely love the properties. There's always a handful, and there's always a handful, and that's okay.
So
But
Damon,
most folks are in this because,
can I help answer that? So
yeah,
I actually hate properties and houses.
Right. Like, I mean, and in this, you're not alone, right? You're not alone in that. I mean, it's whenever you get sincere with people and you really kind of peel the onion layers back, most people don't actually love the properties. A lot of people get into this, we get attracted to it because of the financial freedom, AKA money. And we gotta ask ourselves, what the heck are we really here for, right? And there's a very interesting story here. I've got this is a research project, right? A research project. They took 3 monkeys. They put these 3 monkeys into a room. They put a ladder in the center of the room. They put some bananas. They put some bananas at the top of the ladder. And so, what do you think the monkeys are going to do? They're going to try to climb the ladder, right? They're going to try to climb the ladder. Well, the irony is, or a part of the story though, is that the researchers had a water hose, right? And so every time the monkeys tried to climb the ladder, right, they would get squirted by the researchers. And so eventually the 3 monkeys gave up, right? They just gave up. They saw the bananas, they could see them within reach. It's clearly, they totally know how to climb a ladder, but they eventually just quit trying. Okay. Now we could probably understand that. We've probably all had situations and circumstances in our own life where, life happens, right? We get squirted with the proverbial water hose and eventually give up. But the weird thing about this research project, they actually took one of the monkeys out and put a brand new monkey that had never been squirted with water. So they put the brand new monkey in, has never been squirted with water. And what do you think the brand new monkey's going to do? Well, he's never been squirted. See, he doesn't know he's not supposed to climb the ladder. So man, he goes to climb the ladder. Crazy part of this, the other 2 monkeys go grab him, say, hey, hold up. You're gonna, you can't climb the ladder, right? The other 2 monkeys literally held him down. They repeated this process until they had 3 brand new monkeys that had never been squirted with water, and none of them would climb the ladder, right? So the question is, right, if you're struggling, I'm telling you right now, it's likely because you're building a business without a vision, right? And again, personal vision is not your business vision, okay? You do need to get clear on your personal vision. Your personal vision will tell you how much time you have available to go build this business and how much money do you need? How much money does this business need to support this personal vision, okay? Once you have that, now the time and money, that goes into get clarity on your business vision. Now, the truth of it is, guys, I could spend an entire day focused on business vision. And in fact, I have for years. It is the Vision Building Workshop. This is actually the same training and education that Robert's crew was charging $6,000 for. All right. If if you guys stick with me, all right, stick with me. I'm going to show you guys how you can absolutely get the vision building workshop entirely free. Okay. All right. But really what I'm here for, and I know that was quite a bit of time spending on the vision, systems, and people part, but it's so important that you get clear on your vision. Okay. I can't stress that enough. That is what pivoted everything, because whenever you start talking about working on your business versus in your business, if you don't have vision, I'm telling you right now, you probably don't even have a business. Okay. All right. So fundamentally, every business is a system, right? It's just, again, a collection of processes that together reliably produce an intended result, right? Reliably, all right? So the more you focus on improving your business systems, the better results you will produce. It really is as simple as that, okay? So when we look at just getting started, we look at, maybe a struggling investor, sporadic deal here or there, or even that seasoned investor that's got good deal flow, but maybe it's a little bit chaotic, okay? All right, we need to focus on improving your business systems, okay? When you start improving on your systems, you're gonna make more money, but do less work, okay? Look, I know it's a big, bold promise, and I've heard it for years, and I'm telling you, I've been there and done that. The crazy thing is, yes, you actually can make more money and do less work once you have systems in place, right? You're gonna have more focus and energy to do your best work, okay? If you got clarity on your vision, and you know exactly what inspires you, what your purpose is, and what part of your business you absolutely love, and if you could just do those things, right? People call it in the zone, all kinds of stuff, right? We have a whole unique genius zone exercise, and we try to help you identify what is your best skill set, right? And if that's what you could do all day, every day, you will do your best work, right? You'll have more focus. You're gonna have far fewer errors. If we've got documented systems in place, right, we're gonna have far fewer errors. You're gonna be able to fix the mistakes that you make quickly and permanently, right? So let's stop being that proverbial firefighter. And quite frankly, most of us are the damn arsonist in those fires. Okay. So let's stop that. Let's start fixing those mistakes and we can fix them quickly and permanently, right? That's whenever you're going to start getting that calm, cool, collected, right? You're going to have more control of your business. All right. So what are the systems building blocks? All right. There's 4 components to every system, right? So first and foremost, you must strategy, and then we have tactics. Okay. Now these 2 terms get confused quite often. They get confused quite often, but strategy is more the overarching goal, right? The overarching objective, if you will. Okay. So the objective might be, and I'm going to tell you right now, all of you guys should have this objective, is to create an on-demand lead generation system. Okay. That would be an overarching goal and strategy, so that people, whenever they need to sell their house, they're reaching out to you. Okay. So that would be the strategy, okay, is to be able to create this on-demand lead generation for motivated sellers, right? That would be a great strategy. Now, there's lots of tactics that we can choose. We might be able to tactically use pay-per-click, maybe search engine optimization. Maybe we could do direct mail. Maybe we could do billboards, TV, radio, all kinds of different tactical stuff. And once we pick the tactic, then we got to start identifying the process, right? We got to map this out. We got to identify the process. So if I'm going to go do pay-per-click or radio, it doesn't matter, right? Strategy, tactics, process. Okay, once I pick, now I've got to identify and create the actual process. And then finally, from the process, that's then going to tell us, okay, now we go get the tools and the resources, right? So REI Black Book, this is just to be very clear, guys. I can't stress this enough. REI Black Book is a tool, okay? It is a tool. I think it's a great tool, right? I think it's phenomenal. We took a lot of individual software subscriptions, a lot of disjointed tools, if you will, a lot of disjointed tools, and we consolidated them onto one unified platform to make your life easier. But I can't stress enough, if you're not clear on your strategy, you're not clear on your tactics, you're not clear on your processes, then it doesn't matter what tool you use. You are going to struggle, okay? You are going to struggle if you do not have the right strategy, tactics, and process. So processes over tools always, okay? All right, key systems that every business needs. Yeah, but
yeah, I just want to ask a quick question while in there, just because obviously I already know, but through your investor platform, REI Black Book, how many websites or investors, because it's not like you're kind of winging it, you have true data. So how many investors use your platform? in
So
general?
just for the investor website. So and each investor, you can have multiple websites for sure. But I just literally looked at this number. We've got about 14,000 websites being powered by REI Black Book. We've got probably 13 million sellers under management. So millions of properties analyzed. So and we've been doing it for 13 years at a pretty big clip. So everything that I'm talking about here is definitely based upon real world data. It's not just like, hey, I think this would be cool to talk about. No, it's like, I can tell you, diving into each business. I mean, hell, you know Anish, because obviously, and I know you know the answer because we're part of the mastermind together. But it's real world in the trenches and just helping investors for 13 plus years.
Absolutely. And that's what the reason I wanted to bring up, because I know everyone's not familiar with REI Black Book or the platform. So that's why, again, what Damon's saying is, it's not like I feel this, like he's got real data saying, hey, this is what works. This is, how many touches, what we've seen, people that actually are closing deals. I know, you've talked about investors that have gone from starting out, right? Because I know there's a lot of newbies on here to now they're doing 100, 200 properties, and they built out a team on that portion. Yeah, so it helps you get there. So.
Yeah. I mean, at its core, Nish, what you're kind of alluding to there is, again, it goes back to the key framework: vision, systems, and people, right? You got to have that vision piece. You're gonna have the systems, and I'm about to dive deeper into the systems. I'll give you guys even some of the real world numbers and stats and tracking. I'm going to give you guys all that stuff in just a second here. But then once you get those things in piece, now you start doing the people component. And this is one of my most favorite quotes, and I think it fits perfectly with what Anish is saying right here. This is from Michael Gerber. He's the author of E-Myth. So Michael Gerber, the author of E-Myth. And he basically says, hey, you want to organize around business functions, not people. Build systems within each business function. Let the systems run the business and people run the systems, right? Because people come and go, but the systems remain constant. All right. So if I want you to think about that just for a second, all right. So what this is really saying is that we got to break our business, right? We've got this overall business, and we're going to have subsystems. We're going to have subsystems, if you will, in each of the business functions, right? So if you think about that, I'm going to have marketing systems. I'm going to have sales systems. I'm going to have operations. I'm going to have dispositions. I'm going to have maybe property management, right? I'm going to have different business functions, and then I'll need systems in place for each one of those functions. Okay. Now I'm going to just cheat, and I'm going to break this down for you guys. This would be the motivated seller journey. Okay. So for a real estate investor, these are the systems that you need in place, right? We must have a lead generation system in place. Once we have lead generation, we must have lead management, right? And quite frankly, it's really as simple as this. If you think about the business in two ways, all right? I need to generate the lead. I need to convert the lead, right? So whenever we talk about lead management, all the way to structuring the deal, how do I offer, negotiate? How do I accept the contract? All the way to property dispositions, okay? So these are literally, whenever Michael Gerber talks about build systems within each business function, these are the functions that you need in your real estate business, okay? All right? So all the way, lead generation, lead management, deal structuring, offer negotiation, accepted contract, and property disposition, right? So the challenge that we have typically, and this is why you can't make progress, right? You're going to see this pot of gold over here, and you know that if you put these systems in place, these business functions in place, you know that you can go tap into the pot of gold. If you're a brand new real estate investor, you're here for a reason, right? Because you know that Anish has been there and done that, right? You're like, there's a pot of gold. I know that it's real. People make lots of money in real estate. There is a pot of gold there. I got to put the systems in place. So all we got to do is build that proverbial systems bridge, right? The problem is we start building the bridge and we get about halfway started. And then next thing you know, we get distracted with I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go build this YouTube lead gen strategy. And then all of a sudden somebody says, hey, have you ever heard of Facebook or TikTok? Or hey, how about even direct mail, right? How about bandit signs? How about billboards? Okay. So this is really why we can't make progress, is because we're building these half-built bridges to get to this daggum pot of gold, right? The good news is that you can copy ours, right? Remember, I told you, you can copy systems, right? You can copy systems, right? So this is one of the first processes. This is one of the first systems that I look to fix whenever I work with investors is follow-up, right? We call it the perfect follow-up system. This is 3 proven follow-up campaigns to convert more of your sellers, more seller leads into deals. Okay. Again, now, why do I start here at the lead management, right? The lead management and the perfect follow-up system. Okay. So I start there because some people might say, well, Damon, shouldn't you go start generating leads first? No, you don't want to generate leads first. You want to actually build the lead capture system. Okay. The lead capture system is going to be your website, your business phone system, your contact management, all of your analytics. We know not everybody's going to do a deal with us right away. So now we need to drop them into, again, what we call the perfect follow-up system. Okay. That is, so you must start here with your lead management. All right. So don't, if you already dropped a bunch of marketing and you don't have follow-up systems in place, everything else, look, it doesn't mean it's in the world. Okay. But it means you're probably losing money, right? You're probably losing money because you're probably spending money on marketing. Maybe you don't have the right tracking in place. Maybe you don't have the right analytics. And so you have no idea what's working and what's not working. Okay. So be cautious. Don't start at lead generation. Start at lead management, right? Because this is what it looks like. And that's not water coming out of that bucket. Unfortunately, that's your time and your money. Okay. So we want to come in and put it into a very clean system, right? So one of the first things I'm going to recommend you do is make sure that you use a unique phone number for each one of your marketing campaigns so that at a minimum, we can track which campaign is working, right? Whether it's direct mail, right? Even direct mail, right? Maybe we do a probate mailer versus a high equity mailer, okay? Maybe you're doing TV ads. TV ads are working really well right now. Maybe you're doing Google pay-per-click. Maybe you're doing radio ads, right? But all of them should have a unique phone number, right? Now, here's the cool thing with the right system, with the right tool, all right? Again, REI Black Book, right? Okay, with the right tool in place, all of those phone numbers will still ring your mobile phone and then take over, and then we're going to put them right through the perfect follow-up process. Okay. I can tell you when to send the email, when to send the text message. In fact, what text message should you send? What should the email say? Right. You want to quickly qualify the leads. Okay. You want to get them on the phone, right? Then what happens? I can tell you right now, statistically speaking, only 2% are ready to engage in a transaction. All right. So what do you do with the other 98% of leads that aren't ready? Well, I can tell you what typically most of you do, right? It doesn't matter if you get 100 leads a day, 100 leads a month, or 100 leads a year. Okay, whatever your time frame is, does not necessarily matter. That typically is a sign or a result of your budget and or how much time you're spending, right? But I can tell you right now, like I've seen this for so many years. If you get 100 leads coming in, look, we all kind of know, like, right? Not every 100 leads is going to be ready to do something. So I'm sifting, sorting, trying to find out who's the 2% that are ready to do something in the next, 30 days, next 45 days. I'm concentrating on my paycheck, right? That's what most of us do. Okay. And what happens to the other 98? Okay. I can tell you only 2% of them are going to say yes on the first call, right? That first engagement. Only 50% of those incoming leads will sell within the next 2 years. Okay. So 28 will sell within 6 months, 10 will sell in 6 to 12 months, 12 in 12 months or more. Guys, that means 42%, right? So 42%, right? That means 42% of those leads come in, they engage after 6 months. So I'm here to tell you, if the only thing you did at the end of this call, right? The only thing you did was you took our perfect follow-up system, right? You could go find other CRMs and other tools. You could do that for sure. But if all you did is take those proven campaigns, then I'm telling you right now, you can probably see a 40 to 60% increase in your business, right? 40 to 60% off the same marketing spend, by the way, right? And if you haven't started marketing yet, then this is crucial that you do this right out of the gate. Do not waste money out getting started, right? Make sure you're optimizing every single dollar, okay? So what we really want to do is we want to add those to the follow-up campaign, right? We want to add them to the perfect follow-up process. And again, I know statistically speaking, only half of them are going to do something in the next 2 years, okay? My buddy Andy Warner, right? 7-figure investor out of Phoenix, Arizona, all right? 70% of his deals comes from automated follow-up with REI Black Book. We want to help you close deals from leads you've completely forgot about, all right? So this is a longtime member, Marcy Martinez, right? She tells us the story that she got a lead March 29th, 2019. Right? Yes, REI Black Book has been working for a long time. All right. This follow-up stuff is not new to us. We've been doing this for a long time. Okay. She says, the lead came in on March 29th, 2019. It was an automated follow-up for almost 2 years. She says, hey, I failed this lead a few times, but REI Black Book automation kept up with the lead. In fact, the lead was revived on January 30th. I'm going to show you the exact text messages and the exact conversation that the system had with the seller. Okay. She ultimately contracted it on April 27th, closed it on June 10th for an assignment fee of $35,000. So my question to you, how many of you have lost money in the last 12 months? How many of you have deals that you completely forgot about and you know that you lost money, right? Right. And here's the exact message that we sent, right? So the exact message we sent to the seller was right here. You can see January 30th at 10:38 a.m. The message went out from the system, right? From the perfect follow-up system, said, hi, Lewis. I was passing through the neighborhood and thought about you. Hope you are well. By the way, does that say, hi, Lewis, I still want to buy your house? No, we want conversational, engaging text, right? Conversational, engaging text. We don't want to constantly pound them over the head that you want to buy their house, you want to buy the house. People will sell you their house whenever they know, like, and trust you. So you must build rapport, okay? So the interesting thing is, this is one of the reasons I love text messaging. I love text messaging to be clear for follow-up, right? I love text messaging for follow-up. So it says, hey, Lewis responds 3 minutes later, says, doing well, thanks for asking. Now, what REI Black Book instantly does, as soon as Lewis sends that text message, we buzz Marcy right on her mobile app, because we've got a complete mobile app, and she was now able to engage in a direct conversation. And then she says, hey, glad you're doing well. Just wanted to check up on you. Did you sell the property on Sprague yet? We're still interested, okay? And so you can see, again, she ultimately got that under contract and closed, made another $35,000 from a deal that she completely forgot about, okay? My buddy Andy Wright sent out 650 mailers. It was a 15-month follow-up, He wholetailed the deal, made $63,000 from a deal that he had completely forgot about. Scott Dorringer, I love this because Scott says, hey, you know, he bought a property for $20K, cleaned it out, painted the basement walls. He sold it for $54,900. So it's probably made, you know, probably made another $20,000 on this deal. He says, but before REI Black Book, this lead would have been in notebook number 12, 10 pages down, lost forever. Okay. I guess you could say a notebook or maybe sticky notes or whatever you're using to follow up. Maybe I guess it's a system. It's not a very good one, right? It's not a good one. So that's whenever we talk about, hey, can we improve our systems? If all you did was improve your follow-up systems, I'm telling you, there is money in your pipeline right now that you completely forgot about. Okay. That you completely forgot about. So now, once you actually implement the perfect follow-up system, now we want to take a look and say, okay, look, now we're going to have more appointments. We want to make more appointments. So you're going to have more leads. You're going to need to make more offers. And so what are we going to do? All right, we're going to start our lead generation. Okay, we're going to start our lead generation. And now we need to sit there and say, okay, how do we start structuring these deals, right? With the property information sheets, your sales comps, your rehab estimation. How do you predictably predict? Let me get tongue tied again. How do you predictably project your profit, right? It's all about deal structuring, okay? All the way to offer negotiation. So we took the same concept. We said, okay, look, if we can systematize the follow-up, then can we systematize how we make offers and how we structure these deals, okay? And so I don't have a lot of time to share this entire story with you guys today, but I got to tell you, I'm going to get to the results of after implementing the perfect offer system. After getting to the perfect offer system, Andy and Sarah again got started investing in 2017. They ran into some challenges, right? They were making a lot of offers, but few were being accepted, right? 2019, Sarah lost her job. They lost like 40% of their income, but they really realized that they were one-trick ponies because they were only making cash-only offers, right? So lowball cash offers weren't really working for them. They need to offer the sellers more options, okay? It took forever to structure the deals and make offers. They weren't really confident in the numbers. They had a chronic case of OAC, right? The offer anxiety complex, okay? So the epiphany, right? They need an offer system. So where did they go? They came in, said, all right, Damon, hey, let's chat this. We put the power of choice in the seller's hands with this 3-option letter of intent, okay? Now, the really cool thing of it is if you do this thing right, no matter what choice they pick, you win, all right, with this 3-option letter of intent. We shifted the seller from pain to pleasure because we started helping them focus on the money they were making. Now, here is the really key part to this, okay? Andy and Sarah were doing more deals with the same marketing spend and lead flow just because they systematized offer process, okay? This is a letter of intent, not a binding contract, and it's really just more ways to meet the seller's needs, okay? It's a major competitive advantage, but it wasn't without challenge, right? So they needed speed and automation, right? So they needed speed and automation to actually create for the offer creation process. They wanted to actually analyze the disposition before they actually made these offers. And so we came in and actually completely automated the letter generation. Now, we'll come in and get to the real meat and potatoes, right? Because at the end of the day, you guys want to see like, all right, how does this convert to dollars? Okay. So this is after the perfect offer system. Okay. So remember, Sarah lost her job, right? Her D2 income a year was about $72,000. All right. You can see here the third quarter, they made $84,000. All right. After the perfect offer system. Okay. Well, that's good. Cool. All right. Anybody can have a good 3 months, right? What did the fourth quarter look like though? Right. Very similar numbers. So these guys made $161,500 in 6 months after the perfect offer system was put in place. All right. So really at the end of the day, what are we talking about? We want to talk about more deals without increasing your marketing. Okay. So before the perfect offer system, it was a 2-year window, right? They had a 2.5% close rate. So that means that out of those 100 leads that called in, okay, they would typically close about 2.5. Okay. They did 7 deals for $60,000 in profit after the perfect offer system within a 10-month window. They had a 9.75% close rate. So going from 2.5 to 9.75. So that means that out of those same 100 leads, now they're getting 9.75 deals instead of 2.5. Okay. So they ended up closing 14 deals for way more profit. That was a more than 390% increase in their closing rate after the perfect offer system was put in place. Okay. So again, these are what I really want you guys to take home here is I just want you guys to think through the business functions, right? So whenever Anish says, hey, Damon, how do you help them start working on their business instead of in their business? Okay. Now look, working on the business means you start thinking about the systems. That's really what we're talking about. I want you to elevate. I want you to look at your business. I want you to, the 30,000 foot view, and I want you to step up and take this big macro look at your entire business and say, okay, I can see all the separate functions. And now let's start putting systems in each place. And if you work on the systems, that's working on your business. Okay. Here's an example of the letter of intent that we actually just automate right out of REI Black Book. So you can actually structure multiple different offers and actual trigger follow-up and things like that. There's actually text conversation directly within REI Black Book from one of the sellers whenever we do this 3-option letter of intent. It says, hey, I've looked at all the offers. I'll need at least $7,000 down and don't want to carry that long. So we shorten the carry time. We're in the ballpark. The only thing you need to clean up is a large dumpster, not too much time. Okay. So the guy's like, literally, so the blue is Andy and the seller is in the gray text boxes. Okay. But that's what I want you guys to think about here. Okay. All right. Now I believe, first of all, what Andy's doing here is some creative cash flow, creative office here. This stuff right here, this has become very, very important, I think, in the next few months, right? Or I should say few years, I should say. All right. We've got 2 more systems to talk about. Okay. We're going to step back at our business. All right. So the next system we want to talk about is what we call rejection recovery system. Okay. My buddy Darren Buttram, he's been a real estate investor over 20 years. He actually lives in Cabo full time, runs his business remote. And we, again, looking at his business is like, okay, well, here's the leaky part of your business was, he was making a lot of offers and systematized the offer process, but notice that he was getting, now that he had ramped up the volume of offers he was able to make, then he was being rejected more, right? Seems very logical, right? More offers I make, the more no's I'm probably going to hear. So 1 year, and using the exact system, all right, Darren closed an extra 37 deals from sellers who told him no. We call this the rejection recovery system, okay? So again, step back up and step outside of your business, look at the business functions, okay? We got to look at lead generation. We got to look at lead capture. We're going to put in the perfect follow-up system. And we're looking at how we handle the deal analysis all the way to the perfect offer system. And then we're going to throw in the rejected recovery system. Okay. All right. And I'll tell you a few things that Darren did really simply. We use what we call them intelligent links in our email sequence. And guys, I'll give you the exact email templates, the process maps, the scripts. I'll give you everything. Okay. I'll give you guys everything today. Okay. So this is the reject and recovery system. And I'll tell you a few things that he did. One is he uses these intelligent email triggers inside of REI Black Book. Whenever he would send out an email, and it's about a 90-day process where he kept them in the follow-up sequences, right? Just had to change the tone of the conversation because he had already submitted an offer. And so now, since he had submitted an offer, right, now he had to change the tone of the conversation. We had to change the email verbiage, right? And I can tell you again, he closed 37 extra deals that year after being told no, right? So his offer got rejected. All right. So last system I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to show you guys how to get all this stuff, all these systems for free. The exact template, the process maps, the checklist, everything. Okay. So the Rocket Disposition System, all right? This is our buddy Rob Hyder. He closed over 300 deals in just a little over 18 months. Right. So this is what we call, again, the property disposition system. It's going to show you how to basically, stop hoping by contact, systematically market and sell your properties. Right. Again, it's the same system Rob used to sell over 300 of his properties. I can tell you, I've been preaching and teaching Rocket Disposition Systems for probably 3 years. And everybody's like, Damon, I don't need that. It's so easy to sell properties right now. I'm telling you right now, this is going to become more important. This is one lesson in that, right? We don't start building build a book, right? But we'll get, again, what does this include? This is a cash buyer website templates. We'll include the text messaging, the actual, what we call single property website. We got a whole template, all of this stuff to help you really automate and delegate your dispositions. And now here's the other thing too. I honestly don't care if you're selling to retail. I don't care if you're doing lease options, if you're doing, creative financing or wholesaling. Okay. Does not matter. The disposition system will help you through any exit strategy. Okay. So this is what we really kind of want to step back. All right. Want to step back. And when we talk about, again, working on your business instead of in it, well, first of all, I would tell you guys right now, hey, congratulations for taking the first step and saying, spending the time today to learn a bit more about systems, because that in and of itself is something you're elevating yourself, just working on your business. I promise you, if you go talk to the CEOs of any major Fortune 500 company, right, they're not in the trenches. They're up here looking at this big picture stuff, and they're saying, okay, how do we go all the way from lead all the way to converting to dollar? And they got to look at this and say, okay, let's break this down, right? This is the conveyor belt, right, of your business, and you need to be able to see different functions, right? And all right, so let's keep rocking here. Let's see. Okay, so now what did it look like before? You're dumping leads in, you're losing appointments, you're losing offers, you're not closing as many deals. So now what we want to do is, okay, we want to put the perfect follow-up system in place. We want to put the perfect offer system in place. Then we want to put the rejection recovery system in place. If you
Oh no, we lost him. Oh, you're muted, Anish. Let me get him back. Let me get him back.
Yeah, we'll hit him back up. But hey, that's what happens when you're in a little town in Oklahoma too. So he was just about to get to all
I'm
the
here.
good
Can you
stuff.
guys hear me?
Yes,
Oh.
you're back.
Can you
He's
guys
so
hear me?
back so quick. All right.
Yeah, I apologize, guys. I just, yeah. I'll be back to civilization soon, though.
well, you got to pay your phone bill, Damon. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. So, all right. So, hey, just as I'm getting to the good stuff, right? It does out, but first and foremost, guys, hey, look, I want to know. I really want to make sure everybody on the call, like, they get this part right here. Okay, they get this part right here, because this is really truly. If you understand, you want to start talking about working on your business instead of in your business. This is the framework, guys. You get really clear on your vision, right? Your mission, your values, and purpose. Where the heck Why does your business exist, right? Why does your business exist, okay? Right, now we get clear and we start putting our systems in place. Now, then you start putting people in charge of each one of these systems. That's how you actually grow a team. That's how you build a business. And I can tell you guys straight up, like I can throw numbers around all day. I could talk about being bankrupt in 2009 and facing foreclosure, all of that to today, having, sold probably about 38 million bucks of software through stepping back and working on my business, getting really clear on my mission, values, and purpose, and putting the systems in place, and then hiring people and building a team around the core values that they just then run the systems, okay? This is how I'm able to set in Oklahoma and know that, quite frankly, my business is on autopilot today, okay? So I want you guys to really get this piece, all right? I want you to get a little, really get to this piece, okay? All right, so let's kind of keep rocking and rolling. And I will monitor, I am seeing questions, or I see comments too. So Edgar, I see your comment. Happy to chat through some of that stuff, okay? All right. So the bottom line is this. Look, and this probably fits Edgar. Okay. Here's normally whenever I see people come in and say, hey, it wasn't very intuitive. Normally the challenge is you didn't have all of the systems in place. All right. So you you weren't clear on the strategy, you weren't clear on the tactics, you didn't have a process, right? If you just jump into REI Black Book is just a tool. All right, you gotta have that system thinking, so you step back out and say, okay, what am I trying to do in my business? And for most of you, the only thing you really need to focus on right now is probably just the follow-up. If that's all you did, you will close more deals and you will make more money next year. Okay, if you get clear on that, right? But if you just log in and you just get rocking and rolling, I appreciate the comment, Edgar, for real, and your honesty, most importantly there. I love that, by the way. I don't want you to get frustrated, okay? If you just log into REI Black Book, again, it is just a tool, right? I don't want to see you frustrated, all right? Okay, but what if we could make this stuff plug and play, right? How valuable is your time, right? So really what I'm going to talk about right now is the most incredible free gift designed to help you make maximum money in minimum time, right? Okay, so all of those systems that I was talking about, right? The perfect follow-up system, okay? How to turn more leads into deals, literally close 3 times more deals, and you don't need to be a techie, all right? Instead of spending your time on tire kickers who aren't ready to sell yet, let the follow-up system put them on autopilot to give you the freedom to focus on your time and attention on the profitable sellers who are ready, okay? This is a turnkey follow-up system, guys. It's right inside of REI Black Book. I'm going to be clear. It's the email templates, it's the texting templates, it's the Remo's voicemail scripts, it's the process maps, okay? And we put this together in an entire master class, right? We came in and we spent a few hours going even deeper into the why, right? Teaching you the strategy, the tactics, the process. And then, REI Black Book's the tool to be able to implement it all, right? So that's free gift number 1, right? I got some more free gifts for you guys, I promise, all right? Free gift number 2 is the perfect offer system, right? Again, the more offers you make, the more deals you close, okay? And the perfect offer system is going to help you systematize and streamline your processes around structuring, analyzing, and presenting offers that sellers can't refuse, okay? All right. We're talking about, let's see, what else we got? We got free gift number 3, rejection recovery system, okay? Again, this is my buddy Darren Buttram, okay? Got told no on his original offer, okay? And it's really interesting too. We went back and looked at it. It's not like he got told no because it wasn't like we can naturally offer money. Well, no, it's a matter of staying in touch because we never know when their circumstances are going to change and when all of a sudden your offer starts to look a little bit better, right? And because their situation changes, okay? But again, the step-by-step system, like copy and paste right into your business, okay? Free gift number 4, all right? Free gift number 4 is going to be the rocket disposition systems. So this is again the same system that helped Rob and his team sell over 300 deals in just over 18 months, all the way from your cash buyer website template. So how do you actually build your cash buyers list? How do you actually send out the text messages? How do you do the single property websites? All the tips, tricks, everything right now to help you sell your properties lightning fast, okay? And then we're going to throw in the motivated seller guide. All right. This is a new book that basically the way we wrote this was to help you identify the best marketing channel really fit your business so that you can generate a steady flow of motivated seller leads, right? We're going to talk about pay-per-click. We're going to talk about direct mail. We're going to talk about driving for dollars. We talk about TV ads, radio, tactic. My buddy in Phoenix, Ruben Perez, he used it we call it bandit sign on wheels. He actually recruited 400 drivers in the Phoenix metro area to throw on a tracking number on the back of their vehicle, right? We're going to show you exactly how he did that. It actually landed him in the Rich Dad Hall of Fame. He netted over $1 million from that strategy alone. We're going to talk about that in this guide to generating motivated seller leads, right? So if you're just getting started, right, all I want you to do is go put the follow-up system in place and then read this and then start generating leads, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to get our follow-up system in place. We now know the leads are in. We got our follow-up system in place. Then you're going to go over and say, okay, now let's look at the perfect offer system. Let's put that in place. Once that's in place, now you put in, okay, now we put in the rejection recovery system all the way to the rocket disposition system, okay? Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not going to just go like flip the switch and do all of this just tomorrow, okay? That's what you're going to start, okay? That is where you are going to start, okay? And then we're going to give you basically 30 days to try REI Black Book. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys everything today: websites, business phone system, your lead management, automated follow-up. Okay. All of that it's $197 a month, right? So what does that really look like? All of those systems, I can tell you $6,384 worth of value if you had to go buy. And I can tell you right now, I spent way more than that building these. Okay. I spent way more money than that building these things. Okay. But it is today's investment is only $197. Okay. I think Alexa just threw in a link for the special offer, right? So that is again, just reiblackbook.com/BPM RIA. However, the one mistake, all right, the one mistake that I do see real estate investors make all of the time is building their business without clarity of their vision, okay? So without clarity of their vision. So what I'm gonna do, again, today's investment is only $197, reiblackbook.com/BPM RIA, okay? But the number one mistake I see entrepreneurs make really is building that business without a vision, okay? So for today, and everybody that's still on the call with this, right, I'm going to include the vision building workshop, okay? This is the same workshop that Robert Kiyosaki charged $6,000 for a couple days worth of training to dive deep into helping you build your personal vision, getting clear on your business vision, right? It's 16 modules. This is all on demand. This is all on demand. And so I'm going to include that today as well. Okay. So I'm going to include that vision.
I'm fortunate enough to be able to call Damon Remy my friend. He's also an amazing leader, someone we've looked up to for a long time. He's helped us in certain business decisions that we've had to make over the years. He's given us guidance. He's cultivated an amazing culture. And as the founder of the company and what he's put together with the Fast Track Mastermind is so powerful because we've been able to essentially learn how to see better. It's just
Again, for me, I'm a first-year investor, had no knowledge or anything about investing or how to actually honestly build a business. So the power day for me, coming in, sitting with Damon, getting to understand what I need to wrap my mind around in order to build an effective and efficient business.
My gosh, we've been doing real estate since 2004, and we think we bought every real estate program that's ever been around. You buy the program, and there's no help after that. They got the money, you're on your own. With this company, you're not on your own. You have them to stand behind you and to make sure you succeed. That's the big thing.
All right, guys, so just to recap, right? Perfect follow-up system, the perfect offer system, rejection recovery system, the rocket disposition system, the motivated seller guide, 30 days access to REI Black Book. And again, we are going to include the vision building workshop, right? Again, today's investment, only $197. All right. So that's it. So Nish, man, I think we're right on the money at 11:30. So I took a little longer to get there. But are you still with us?
Yeah, it's all good. So I just got a couple of quick questions. Can we kind of just hit them through the Q&A?
Yep.
Kind of rapid fire. So
Yeah, for sure.
Julio's asking, is the data of the system stored in a local drive or in the website?
So everything that we do is in the cloud. In fact, I've got it just so you guys can sleep better at night. So I can sleep better at night. We actually sync it between Google Cloud as well as the Amazon Cloud. So everything is in the cloud. It is not stored locally on your hard drive. So there's advantages to that. So I can actually log in via my phone. I can log in via laptop. I am in a hotel, so I could actually walk out to the hotel lobby right now and log in and have access to my entire business, right? So there are some benefits to that.
Absolutely. So Ted's asking, I have for sale by owner leads coming in. Do I contact the seller first to see if there's a possible deal and add the property to the property pipeline and run comps, or do I put it in the property pipeline first and run comps and then contact the seller? Oof. Okay. So
I think yeah, go ahead, Anish.
No, I'll let you know. Good. You got it.
All right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, what I personally like to do is manage the leads, right? So I manage the leads. Once I have a conversation with the seller and I kind of start understanding their motivation and stuff like that, then I'm going to actually say, okay, do I actually have a deal here? Do I really start diving deeper into the property at that point in time? I know it's there's a little bit of personal preference here. I could certainly talk about it. You know, Alex Van Brooklyn comes to mind, where that guy is, he's more of an engineer kind of mindset. And that guy, if a lead comes in, he actually sends his lead to his VA, and they do all kinds of due diligence and data pools to get information on the property. But my personal preference is to not have to do extra work until I know and have built rapport with the seller.
Yep. And Andrea's asking, would I need to have another website to have my own domain, or can I host my domain on your system?
You can, yeah. So if you already have your domain name, then you can absolutely, we will give you the website. I know it's all kind of geek speak, and I apologize. But if you have your own domain name, you can just point your domain name to the website that we will host for you. If you've already got a website, you can take our web forms. I mean, there's all kinds of, guys, we've been doing this for 13 years. I promise you, we probably not many situations that we haven't come across. This I will speak, and I'm going to let you talk about this a little bit. But our support team really is like second to none. I mean, our support team is pretty phenomenal.
Without
anything
a doubt.
you run into, go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but without a doubt, meaning, so we're a little unique because not only we're real estate investors, we're running our RE out of it, we're doing our partnership program, literally our whole back end of our business, including our email, text message, everything that you guys are getting is all built on REI Black Book. And so, of course, I don't want to call a problem child, but meaning, hey, Damon, it'd be great if, or his team, like, it'd be great if you could do this, right? And they get back to us very quickly, first of all, and I can't tell you how many problems they've solved. So I hate to see your customer service support team back office, and when they see our tickets, meaning they're like, oh, not again, Alexa, not again, Initiative. But as I'm kind of joking about it, but they are phenomenal. Service, if you've noticed, even Damon, what I could definitely tell you, he stands for service and people. That's one of the most powerful things about how his company's structured. And if there was ever an issue, right, no one's perfect. Hey, quick little email, and they always make sure everything's done right. Even today, like, because we're friends and stuff, like, I am shocked. He told me he was going to give me some gifts. I didn't know you were going to give away the house today, Damon. I mean, geez, on that end of it, it's, and again, because he knows, he wants you to build your business, because if you build your business, it's building his business too. It's a win-win. But the service end of it is, as I said, is number one by far.
Guys, I've been doing this for a long time, right? And Esther, I see your question there as well. And it can feel overwhelming, right? First and foremost, guys, building a business is overwhelming. Okay. Building a business is overwhelming. It can be overwhelming, but that's why you need coaches, you need mentors in your corner, right? Because the cool thing of it is once you start getting a little overwhelmed, you're coming across something new, then guess what? They've already been there. They've done that for you. Okay. That's why we have created these basically cookie cutter systems and these functions for you, so you don't have to go reinvent the wheel. Okay. So it can feel overwhelming, but if it feels overwhelming, I got to tell you, the number one reason that you feel overwhelmed is because you do not have vision clarity. So you spend 2 days with me in the vision building workshop. Okay. And again, it's on demand, right? So you can take it at the comfort your schedule, your time. We do still provide support and everything else. If you got questions, you'll still be able to get a hold of me directly. All right. But take the time, if you're feeling overwhelmed, take the time to go get clarity on your vision. All right. Take the time to do that. And that overwhelming feeling will start to subdue.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of the time, we didn't even have enough time on it, because I mean, REI Black Book also could help you out with your mailing campaigns, and there's a lot more stuff it does. We're trying to literally show you everything in 40 minutes, which is not even fair, but it's pretty robust. And just like what Damon said, is like, again, we had a different text message service. We had a different person for this. No one talked to each other. So that's why, obviously, I'm a big fan of the software and the forward thinking that Damon and his team have. So let's see. I see a couple more quick questions here. Let's see. Edgar saying, I wish REI Black Book had a way to have individual workspace for each type of lead. Sure.
So I can read through these too.
Okay.
So guys, hey, here is so Edgar, you probably don't even need to be logging in, man. I can tell by some of your questions that you're like visionary type thinker. Meaning that yes, I mean, if you're completely visual guy, there's certainly things that we can do to help you. I'd encourage you to reach out to my support team. Andrea, yes, you can. The websites have their complete blogging platforms. So we've got folks that are doing, search engine optimization websites. They're heavy focus, emphasis on SEO optimization. We built tools in there for that. We've got pay-per-click campaign templates as well. But yes, it is a complete blogging platform. And we are the e-signatures. We do integrate right now today out of the box. See the e-signature question. We get that quite often. Although I don't offer it e-signature out of the box, we do integrate HelloSign, DocuSign, Sign Now. I mean, there's a ton of different platforms that we sync with. It is a website builder or template. So, Andrea, I see your question. Is it a website builder, or do you have to use your templates? It does have an email autoresponder. It has text messaging follow-up as well. We don't necessarily have a limit. I think it's 25,000 contacts in the 197 a month plan, Andrea. So is there a website builder? Do you have to use the templates? The answer is it is literally both, but I'm going to encourage you to probably just use our templates out of the box. If you are a web designer or something like that, and you're like, hey, man, I really want to do my own thing, you can, but I'm going to encourage you guys to not try to, reinvent the wheel. We've already invented the damn wheel. It rolls fine, right? We literally 14,000 plus websites that just are powered by REI Black Book out there. We know it works. And so use our template to get started, build a baseline. And then if you'll make a lot more money, quite frankly, if you're talking to sellers. That's what you should be doing. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see. Is the REI.
And so, yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I guess Ted's asking, is the book available by itself? Okay. Can you just find the book?
REI Black Book available by itself. Yeah. So if you are an existing customer, so I did see a couple of questions pop up. If you're an existing customer, then just email my support team and they'll hook you up with bonuses. All right. So if you're already an existing customer, obviously we don't want to alienate you because you already was signed up. Like, we don't want to do that. That's certainly not a good, I'm reminded of is it AT&T now for new and existing customers, the constant back and forth. So, yeah, and it's just the 197 to get started, and it's 197 a month. You can pick any plan. It's 97, 197, or 297. I've got 3 different software subscriptions. It mainly is how big is your business? How many contacts do you want? How many text messages are you going to be sending a month? All those types of things. But you can pick any one of those 3 plans, all the way anywhere from 97, 197, or 297. Most popular plan is the 197 plan.
Yep. Damon, if they do the question, I just want to make sure that If they do the 97, they're not going to get the bonuses. To get all the bonuses, they got to do the 197, correct?
Yeah, they got to do the 197 today. All right. So what's going to happen, guys? You're going to go to the /BPM RIA. You're going to sign up for 197, and then you can change your plan at time. Okay, it'll rebill automatically in 30 days at 197, but you can change your plan and manage it at any point in time. And once those bonuses are in your, and all the training, everything else that we talked about today, all those free gifts, they're going to be right inside your account. As soon as you log in, you're going to click on the Academy, right? You're going to click on the Academy, and then all of those workshops are going to be available to you right away. So can I use REI Black Book for my land investing business as well? Edgar, yes, absolutely. It is very, very robust. So it's completely customizable. So you can absolutely use that. So Andrea, we normally do, to be very candid, we normally do set a time limit so that you can get all of the bonuses. Normally we make that same day. However, for today, I know Anish, when are you guys gonna send us a recording out? I'm happy to leave it open for a period of time.
Yeah, the recording will probably go out tomorrow in a thank you email. So it'll be good for, let's do until tomorrow or the day after, or Thursday. I guess Thursday. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever you'd like.
Let's do Thursday if we can.
Okay.
I'm for the people.
Oh,
Got you.
Yeah.
All right,
So
Damon froze
so
for a
he-
second.
all right.
the offer will be good until Thursday. And Kevin, yes, you could run a full team on it. So like the idea is, and we run our full team on this. So it's to, to get started
Yeah,
with your business, and then you could build it out, is an understatement.
Yeah, so the 197 a month. First of all, you guys can go to our front end website. You'll see, and whenever you look, click on the link, go to the BPM RIA. You guys will see the different plan, everything else. Okay, but you get like 10 user accounts. It is ridiculously inexpensive, to be very candid. Like I know that seems crazy. People are always asking me, like, Damon, how the hell do you do this so cheap? We do it because of volume, right? We do it because of volume, and our customer stays a long time. Here's the thing that I know, right? This is why we do this. We give you guys all of the systems you can plug and play and copy, is because look, if you go do a deal, your first deal, you'll probably pay for 3-4 years of daggum REI Black Book, right? It'll pay for itself 10 times over if all it helps you do is do one deal, right? And that's it. And once you do that, you guys are with us for a long time. And that's honestly, I don't think that's a bad way to operate and to do business, right? If I can help you win, then I win long term, right? And so that's why we do it this way.
Yeah, I'm just going to add to that. So a couple of things, right? Obviously, we're using it for our whole business. Number one, right? Number two, I pay for it in our coaching program. If I didn't believe in this and me owning the RIA, I get a bird's eye view of different softwares. I mean, if I could tell you how many people call me, oh, I got this. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't do this. And it doesn't do this. And it's like 3 or 4 times more. So, obviously I vetted, Damon and his company, and I wouldn't be such a believer on that. And again, you could try it out monthly, and I think there's no cancel, there's no minimum from what I remember, right? At all, right? They could try it out monthly, and
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we basically say, hey, look, here's a monthly subscription. We do have some people that take us up on the annual plans. If you take an annual plan, then we give you a discount. But quite frankly, guys, I really have tried to build this and build the same way I want to software. Whereas, if something happens, whatever, and I really want to change, then I should be able to do that. I'm not looking to hold you guys hostage, right?
Yeah.
So.
And last.
Yeah. So, yeah, I see that. Yes, you can use it as a dialer. Your VA will be able to use it. I have a VA in the Philippines that uses the platform. She actually does most of our support. So she uses it to dial and things like that as well, directly from there. Okay.
Awesome.
So Anish, hey, I appreciate you, man. I know sincerely, I appreciate the flexibility today. I know it was a different video.
I want to thank you because, and again, this just shows the character of Damon, and unfortunately he's got a death, pretty much a close family member, and he was so committed, and he still is doing the webinar in this little hotel. And the other thing that you probably don't know, he told us right before he got on, he's got food poisoning too. So he's a total trooper, and his commitment to, you know, his vendors, his partners, and it just the character of who he is. We're gonna actually have you back, or someone on your team next month, doing another different part of REI Black Book 2. Travel safely, you know, my love to the wife and the kids and, you know, everyone else out there in the REI Black Book family. And, you know, thanks for always making our life a lot easier too. So, and thanks for all the extra gifts. Jeez.
I appreciate it. Yeah, well, you know, sometimes it's overwhelming, but at the same time, it's like, look, guys, I just want to give you guys a bunch of stuff that whenever you need it, it's there.
Yep.
So you don't have to just do the follow-up, and I promise you'll make more money. That's all you did. Okay, that's it. So
Absolutely.
Anish, man, thank you very much, man. I love the way you kind of handle your group and carry yourself as always. Anyways, dude, sincerely.
Yep. Thanks, Damon.
Thank you, Damon. Thank you guys so much for staying on and letting us answer all those amazing questions. Like I said, I'll be sending each and every one of you a thank you email from me, Alexa, at bpmria.com. I'll be sure to include our special offer, our free gift for you guys. We'll have this recording posted within 48 hours. So Damon's going to keep that up until Thursday for you guys. But like we said, we're about action here at BPM RIA. So go ahead, click that link and look at the option that's good for you. I mean, it's just incredible how generous Damon is. And thank you so much for being on here and giving us your time. We really appreciate it.
Yep.
And then
more importantly,
tomorrow.
yeah, that's what I was saying. More importantly, if you guys are local, and I don't see you tomorrow, I have every one of your names, your address. I'm kidding. But it is our last in-person meeting of the year. So just make sure that you guys come check it out. It should be fun. Network with our vendors. And, you know, as I said, it'll be a good time, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be a great time, you guys. Go get your tickets, RSVP, and let me know if you have any questions. We will be in touch.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.